Talk-19. Devotion to the Master. Living beings are only bound by desires and the concept of being a limited individual jiva. One becomes liberated by the sages through the power of discrimination. Earlier, an aspirant inquired about the time needed for attaining liberation in the company of a sage. The answer to that is, as soon as one takes refuge in a sage and surrenders his ego, he will be liberated. As it is very difficult to even have the inclination to take refuge at the feet of a master. The arising of such a pristine desire is itself a great blessing. By complete surrender to the Master, the heart becomes pure. The Sadguru is para Brahman, thoughtless reality itself. It is indeed a great fortune to have faith in the Master. By the grace of the Saint Vasista, Lord Rama understood the essential quality of being Rama. Worldly existence and striving for spiritual knowledge are the two wheels of the grinding stone. All the grain put into the millstone gets crushed, but that grain which sticks to the central pivot is not crushed. In a similar way, those who live in accordance with the guidance of a master are saved from the travails of this mundane existence. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva have also become God through the Guru's grace. When one speaks of truth, he forgets it. When one says Om, he forgets Soham. I am that. If one takes himself to be awakened, he forgets wakefulness. Only the Master is the one who is capable of putting you in touch with reality. When one is tired of incantation, penance, charity, and virtuous deeds, he finally gets convinced that nothing is possible without the Master. The scriptures say that one must obtain proof of reality by experiencing it. Even to arrive at an understanding that it is not possible to obtain salvation without a master might take millions of years. The Master is necessary beyond the gross, subtle, and causal bodies. One who understands that there is no salvation without a Master surrenders to the Master. To bow one's head means to surrender one's intellect. Whatever had to be done through the intellect has been done, but there is no fruition. For a long time, the seeker has traveled without a guru in search of truth. But there is no one to show him the destination. Eons pass this way in fruitless travel. Meanwhile, truth is close at hand. Man takes many days to achieve liberation. The reason is that the mind is not pure. This is why one gets liberated after going to a master. In the beginning, no one knows what liberation is. Someone says, you must do virtuous deeds. Being greedy, man starts engaging in virtuous acts. If you truly believe that you get back whatever you give in charity, why don't you give away your limbs in charity, one after the other? But because of greed, man takes himself as a body and starts engaging in charity with the hope of reward. One does good deeds and eagerly awaits the fruit, the reward. But is anyone ready to accept the fruit of a sinful act? There is no one capable of giving this knowledge of the self except the Master. He frees you from all karma. Lord Krishna told Arjuna to just leave off all actions and only surrender to him, because he was the Guru. All karmas or spiritual actions have as their purpose the purification of the mind. Only the Master bestows knowledge. So surrender to me, the Master, because all your actions and religious duties are intended to achieve me. Without the Master, you cannot get true knowledge. When the Master promises to give you liberation, at that very moment you get liberated. There is no doubt about it. The Master has the capacity of bestowing liberation. The Master explains this knowledge to you in countless ways. He proves it until it becomes crystal clear to the aspirant. The Master has a monopoly over liberation. Take it for granted that devotion is the mother of knowledge, and the travails of the world and God that give you stress go away. Devotion means faith in the Master. There is no difference between yourself and the self of the Master. It is not really possible to worship the self. Worship knowledge, or worship the inner mind or consciousness. The Master gives without expecting anything in return. It is impossible to repay what the Master has given by any means. Therefore, each devotee must express devotion to the Master. Any spiritual life that has no support of saguna worship with attributes is baseless. The day you leave off worship, there is no relation between you and me, the Master, reality. Saguna worship, devotion to the Master with form, is for the enjoyment of the devotee. One who has both knowledge and devotion is like a king. I am telling you the secret of secrets. Do not abandon saguna worship. Devotion is like nourishment. I have presented you with this 15th gem, the devotion after liberation. The Master's feet are worthy of the greatest worship. Do your utmost to imbibe devotion. In the ocean of this existence, you have the great support of devotion to the Master. He is the Self who grants the intellect the ability to be able to discriminate. He is pleased by devotion. Devotion to the Master corrects all mistakes and is the remedy for all your misdeeds. So, be devoted with fervor. Then the good that follows from devotion will be yours. Do not create any obstacles. The Master is the wish-fulfilling cow. In order that knowledge should remain steady, devotion is imperative.